Have you ever had a moment in life where your heart felt heavy and proud at the same time? Like you're watching someone you love step forward into greatness. But a part of you wishes they didn't have to walk away, even for a little while. That was the feeling at Incheon International Airport on October 4th, when Kim Taehyung via BTS appeared before thousands of waiting fans. And let me tell you, it wasn't just an airport departure. It was a memory, a moment that will stay etched in ARMY hearts forever. Today we're going to walk through that moment together. Not as reporters, not as cameras flashing, but as fans, as family, who feel the heartbeat of every step Taehyung takes. So before we dive in, let me ask you something straight from the heart. Backhand index pointing right, what would you say to Taehyung if you had just 10 seconds before he walked through those airport gates to board his flight to Paris? Hold that thought, and stay with me, because by the end of this story you might have your answer. And hey, if you love walking this journey with Taehyung, if you want to keep feeling every moment of his life the way ARMY does, make sure to subscribe. Because this channel is not just about news, it's about living the story together. The morning of October 4th. The sun hadn't even reached its peak when Incheon International Airport began to buzz. Airports are usually busy. Travelers rushing, families saying goodbyes, children tugging at suitcases. But on this particular morning, the atmosphere was different. Fans had already gathered long before Taehyung's arrival. Some came with banners lovingly hand-painted the night before. Others carried purple balloons, their hands trembling slightly with anticipation. Some were whispering his name under their breath, as if practicing for the moment they'd finally see him. One fan clutched a letter in her hands, her eyes full of unshed tears. Another had traveled from a nearby city, waking up at 4 a.m. just to get a glimpse of him. And there were others standing quietly, cameras ready, not just to capture him, but to remember the moment forever. If you closed your eyes and stood in that crowd, you would hear it. The sound of nervous laughter, the shuffle of shoes, the quiet hum of people united by one name, Kim Taehyung. But here's the thing, even if you weren't there in person, you were. Because ARMY around the world, from Seoul to Sao Paulo, from Paris to Pakistan, were awake, refreshing Twitter, scrolling through Weverse, waiting for that one notification. Be spotted at Incheon Airport. It was a morning of collective heartbeat. A morning when the whole world seemed to pause, just for him. And then, it happened. The first glimpse of Taehyung. The sliding doors opened, and there he was, Kim Taehyung. It's funny, isn't it? How someone can step into a room, or in this case, a crowded airport, and suddenly everything changes. The air feels charged. The noise shifts. It's as though time itself leans in to watch. Taehyung didn't rush. He never does. His walk is deliberate, graceful, not seeking attention but drawing it naturally. His outfit, perfectly chosen for both comfort and elegance, carried that Parisian whisper even before the plane touched French soil. But it wasn't just the clothes. It was him. The way his hair fell slightly across his forehead, the way his eyes scanned the crowd with quiet warmth, the subtle lift of his lips into that soft, mysterious smile that has the power to both heal and break hearts at the same time. And then, the crowd erupted. Fans screamed his name, some in joy, some in disbelief, others unable to hold back their tears. Cameras clicked like fireworks, flashes bouncing off every reflective surface in the airport. Security guards tried to hold the line, but even they couldn't stop the tide of emotion that swept the place. But Taehyung, he stayed calm, always calm. He lifted his hand in a small wave, a gesture so simple, yet powerful enough to send a ripple of warmth through the entire hall. It wasn't just a wave. It was a reassurance, a silent message that said, "I see you, feel you, thank you," one fan later wrote online. The moment he waved, it felt like he was waving just at me. My whole body went weak. I don't even remember how I took photos. I just remember crying. And isn't that the magic of Taehyung? In a crowd of hundreds, he still makes each fan feel like the only one. His steps toward the departure gate felt both too long and too short. Every second stretched like eternity, but every moment passed too quickly. Fans wanted to freeze time to hold him there just a little longer. But time, as it always does, kept moving. And so did Taehyung. He walked toward the gate, cameras flashing, voices calling. His presence both larger than life and yet deeply human. And as he passed through, one thought echoed through every heart there. "Hers is waiting, but we'll be here when you return."